In this video, you'll learn how to import your offering setup from CSV format. You need the Export-Import Functional Setups User role and the appropriate Application Administrator role to perform this activity. Before you can import, you must first export your offering setup to CSV format as described in the Export Offering Setup tutorial. To start, go to Offering Setup. You've successfully exported the service setup data in a CSV format, and now you're ready to import it to another environment. You want to export setup data of an entire offering, so start the import process from the offering. Create a new import from CSV file process. Next, select and open the CSV file package that contains the exported setup data that you want to import. The Configuration Package Details section shows the basic information about the exported file so you can verify whether or not you've selected the correct file. If you need to, you can use the Update button to select a different file, but this looks good. By default, the import process pauses if any errors are found during import, so you can take the corrective actions before it continues. If you want, you can change this option and allow the process to run without pausing. However, be aware that if any prerequisite data fails, additional dependent data might not be imported correctly. There might be some data that can't be imported automatically and requires you to import it manually. By default, the import process pauses each time data must be imported manually. You can change this option if all data required to be imported manually already exists in your environment. Submit the process now. Once you submit the import process, you receive a confirmation. Watch the process until it completes. The process status changes to Waiting for Manual Import if you need to enter data manually during the import. Click on the status to see what data is required. These are the same manual tasks that you received a warning about at the end of the export processing. Ensure that you've entered this setup data and then select Resume. Optionally, you can change the default import options per your needs. The import process resumes. Watch the process until it completes. Then click on the status to check the results. Review the summary of the process. The process completed successfully. Review to see if there are any post-import tasks. If any post-import tasks are listed, ensure they are correctly performed. Otherwise, the offering will not be fully ready to be used. It is a best practice to verify correct data was imported for the setup objects. You can verify data before making the offering available to users. If the import process completes with errors, the Status Details column displays the error details, in which case you should review and take appropriate action to correct the errors. If you exported setup data of a functional area instead of an entire offering, you would start the import process from the functional area. For example, if after your initial import of the entire offering you need to migrate setup changes for service request only, select your functional area and create a new import process using an exported data file for the corresponding functional area. The rest of the import process works the same for both the offering and the functional areas. Thanks for watching.